Well, friends, living and working in Australia, growing things, making things, we've become accustomed to fire as a part of life. Something in the background, lurking, ever present. Something that coexists with AM radio cricket, awkward family gatherings, and the album Songs from the South as an integral part of the warmer months. And well, I want to bend your ear about some friends up in the hills with a pretty spectacular block, 140 odd acres of Chardonnay, some high-end Cab Franc and Pinot Noir, also Trousseau and alpacas for reasons which will forever remain obscure to me, but it's a beautiful spot. People park their cars at the top of the driveway and watch the sun set over the city. Friends of friends get married there. It's special. And look, the family have had the property forever, and when the bushfire alert went up in 2019, they didn't panic. They had a plan, and they checked the sprinklers, and they packed the car, and they got the dogs and got out of there. My family farmed this block for years, and it's been gracious, put food on the tables. We planted vines in '96, and we've been able to put food on the table. We lived with fire in the summer all my life. We were calm when we saw smoke along the rain. We packed the car and checked the water and opened up the gate. By 10 o'clock the wind had changed, tin and timber, burning embers. We took a bag of clothes, our passports and the dogs, and made our way through the twilight, passing headlights. We watched the pictures from a motel room in town, and it was strange to see the back roads we all knew. Even stranger to hear them said out loud on the news. The smoke hung in the valley floor for days. Morning twilight, smell of ashes clung to everything we wore. But we had choices to make. Pick up the pieces, dropping fruit onto the ground. By some miracle of fate, it burned right up to our gate. We lost a shed and 14 doorposts, but we were luckier than some of our neighbors. Irrigation lines were melted, posts had to be replaced, fences pulled down and rebuilt. Houses were lost, vehicles, sheds, white goods, wedding dresses, photo albums were all turned to ash. But from nowhere, friends, neighbors, strangers came together to help rebuild. People gave away fridges, or buried sheep, or took loads of tin to the tip. And perhaps incredibly, perhaps unexpectedly, perhaps entirely unsurprisingly, in the midst of all the destruction and confusion and hurt, strangers, friends, the community of Australian wine from right across the country came together in what is perhaps one of the greatest rapid response science projects of all time, not to fix things, but to understand just what had happened. Wineries from across the region turned samples into wine for tasting panels to document and assess for growers that didn't have the capacity or the training to do so themselves. And there were scientists, technicians, winemakers, sensory analysts who volunteered to help out. and skills and equipment were made available from right across the country. And over a few years, with all the help that's come together, all the meticulous research, we can hopefully ensure that the anguishing decisions that were made by grape growers in 2019 will never have to be made again. Because when we understand things, we can control them. We can plan for them. Perhaps we can mitigate the harm or avoid them altogether, because it doesn't matter if it's a less than ideal composite cork, a nasty spoilage yeast, or a curious flavor that occurs in some years but not in others. We make ourselves better. We make better wines through knowing. My family farmed this block for years, and we've been careful, and we're still hopeful. Last autumn was the first year we got yield since all the burning and all the starting again. We've been learning what it takes to bring our fate into our own hands, so next time we'll all know how to prepare. We'll have choices to help us get us there.